Hey everyone, today we are going to go through the patch notes for January 21st. There's actually a lot of things to talk about, and I also briefly want to talk about all the collaboration units kit and such, so bear with me. Let's jump into video and talk about it. First thing we had is the collaboration events and the event episodes, and as you clear some of these challenge stages and such, you are going to be getting event currency, and with those event currency you are able to buy the items from the shop, such as their weapons and some cosmetic items, as well as background, which is Orario. That's the main village of the Damachi. So if you've seen actually anime and other media, you definitely recognize all these different names within this shop item list. Like Vesta is actually Hesa as another name. That's her kind of true names as well. So the more you know of the series, the more you'll recognize basically. And moving on to the units, all the units are going to be counter units, just keep that in mind. And Eyes is going to be the 5-cost Awakened Striker units. And to summarize her kit, which is pretty simple, she is going to be using her special and ultimate skills to get this enhancement stacks onto herself. And with the enhancement stacks on, she is going to be getting attack percent buff as well as damage res penetration, so she'll be very offensive units. She's also going to be recovering 0.6% of max HP when she gets hit while under this enhancement states. So against a lot of multi-hit targets like Rangers and stuff, she should be able to heal herself pretty decently. And another thing we had is that under her enhancement states, she is going to be getting additional damage, which is 5% of the current target's HP. So enemies with the fat HP, she's going to be doing more damage against them, so which is pretty good. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it does not work on the bosses. If it did, it'll be melting the bosses. I mean, if you play gacha games, any character that does damage based off their HP, especially in PvE contents, they destroy everything. So yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, that's why it says boss excluded for that. But she seems to be a good rushable unit, and depending on the week, I think she should be really fun to play because I like playing rush as well. So we'll see how she will play throughout PvP. And the next character we have is the normal SSR units, and the Ryu is going to be 3-cost supported units, and she can be upgraded to rearmament units as well. And her main kit is going to be her special as well as her passive skill. And each time she attacks with her basic attack, she'll be getting 1 stack, and that goes up to 30 stacks, and that is going to be giving her 30% permanent skill haste up, which is pretty nice. And her special skill is going to be specializing into only 1 ally, and is going to be the furthest one on the front line. And she is going to be giving 2% HP regenerations as well as attack speed 25% if target is a striker unit, and at the max level of the skill, she is able to give up to 60% skill haste depending on her stacks. So it's going to be hard to stack like 30 stacks, I think. So realistically, you are going to be giving maybe like 20 to like 30. Her ultimate skill is still pretty good. It's able to do AoE damage to stun the targets for 3 seconds. So stunning is always pretty good. Her leader skill, I think, is going to be really hard to play because you can't really play support or leader. I think you're gambling too much. But if you did, I guess attack speed for yourself and allies is going to be pretty decent. So I guess if you want to gamble, you could. But probably not recommended. So I think with the right striker units, this buff could be really good. The next character we have is the Bell, which is another SSR character that could be upgraded to rearmor units. He's going to be a 3-cost striker units, and his passive skill is another stack based one, and he is able to stack up to 50%, which gives him 50% attack speed and 50% evasion boost. And each time he gets stacks, I guess he gets 20% attack speed or 20% attack for 5 seconds. So that's pretty decent. And his leader skill is probably really required because he will start with the 20 stacks right away if you set him as a leader. So I think that's going to be really crucial to trying to get him to maximum stacks. And when he's at the 20 stacks, he's going to be doing additional damage penetration with his special skill as well as a surefire hit as well. So I guess his kits are really kind of forcing him to play with his elite skill. And with his ultimate skill, he's also going to be getting additional 20 stacks and also able to reset the special skill cooldown as well. And his ultimate skill is also going to removing barriers from the targets, and as he loses his HP, his attack will go up to 50% while casting this ultimate skill. So he seems to be basically striker rush types of character that you have to set him as a leader to get the 20 stacks to start up with, which will give you additional benefits, and by the time you use the ultimate skill, he will be losing some HP, so his ultimate damage will go up, as well as going to be granting him more stacks, so he will be at the full stack no time, probably when you use a base cooldown set or something like that. But him being the low cost is definitely really good for the rush units, so we'll see how he will do throughout different contents in the game. And last character we have is the operator, which is a Hesa, and from level 1 to 8, the main difference she has is that she is going to be giving more HP recovery. Actually, the other skill effects are identical beside that, so keep that in mind. And I think triggers are pretty hard to trigger, supporter and 2 strikers. I think it's definitely not easy, but effect seems to be pretty good. Nerdify debuff to ally counter defenders and strikers, and also grants them HP recovery that's almost 3%. I think if it doesn't limit to counter units only, this could be a really crazy OP operator, but it limits to counter defender and strikers only. So yeah, another thing is this nerdifying debuff is not the debuff immunity as it seems. So I think she's really weak against the healing reflux. So that's another kind of dangerous side of her. We'll see. But I think at level 1 she seems to be really decent already. So there's that. But we'll definitely see how she will play throughout the PvP. She's definitely not PvE types of character. I don't think so. So we'll try to see if we can get lucky with the AoE res. And collaboration will come with the event challenge stages as well, they usually do, and you can farm their weapons in those stages as well. Seems like the mage equivalent gear for Eyes and Ryu, and some attack speed gear for Bell as well. And there's also going to be collaboration counter pass as well, where you can buy the counter pass and get all these resources and able to get the 1 copy of Bell as well. And Hestia's Blessings, which is going to be a login event, is also going to be giving 1 copy of the Bell as well. So I guess idea of the Bell is that long as you log in, you're going to be getting 1 copy for free. And if you want to dupe him, you can buy counter pass and also roll on his banner with your blue tickets, and you should be able to get him with additional dupe there as well. And special purchase bonus is coming back for this collaboration as well, so if you get the 3 dupes for these characters, you are able to get their trophy cut in for their ultimate skills, and some title for Eyes as well, since she is the awakening units. But yeah, that is it for the collaboration related from this patch notes. Personally, just quick impression of the units. Other than Hestia, I think they're all usable throughout PvP. I think you will definitely see them here and there. I think Ryu is probably going to be the most popular one. Eyes possibly, depending on her stats, so as the Bell. But I think Ryu is the one that's going to be played around with the few striker units in the game. I think her buff should be pretty nice against 2 certain striker units. So we'll probably see her appear quite often. Not too sure about the others, but we'll see. Next is the more of the regular updates. First thing we have is the raid quality of life changes. First thing we have is the wipeout function. Basically, for example, if I did like the max damage against the Britra to 1 shot right now, I should be able to just instantly apply the damage to the raid boss and instantly 1-shot it, so I don't have to wait for like 1 or 2 minutes. Another quality of life they added is basically your info consumption is going to be reduced to 20% after you acquire all the plague exchange rewards. And support exchange center will also be added to that as well, so if you go beyond the plague exchange points, the more points you get, the more things you can buy. I'm not sure what you can buy from the shop, we'll see. We'll probably raid related materials. Next is the balance adjustments, and tons of rangers are getting buffed. The one that stands out the most is of course Naibin, because he got flat attack boost as well as all of his skill damage boosted as well with this balance patch. So I think he is rising up to be one of the best 3-cost rangers at this point. He also gives nice additional benefits to striker units as well with his passive skill. So I think with the reactor he seems to be very promising, but still we have to see. You have to compete with like rivets and stuff, so Is it going to be better than them? I don't know, but that seems to be a huge buff, so I think you will definitely see Niveen appear more often now. Kyle, which also got the flat damage boost, that's probably not enough, but that's something. Same goes for Swa, probably not that amazing. We got the Chris getting buffed as well. Unfortunately, 4 cost is harder to use, but I've seen some 120 Chris melting Niveen pretty well. So yeah, I mean, that's not a small buff. It's still pretty, you know, decent attack boost buff. But I guess one more thing she gets, she could be like literally a defender melter. The next character on the list, we have Ramda, and her basic attacks as well as her passive skill AoE damage is going to be going up as well. She still won't be OP as she used to be before she got nerfed, but that's some additional things she got. And the last character on the list is accredited as well. She's going to be getting some nice attack boost as well as a crit rate increase as well. So that seems to be a nice buff to her as well. Honestly, I think if you're playing a Felix, she seems to be a reliable character before. Now she seems to be even more reliable. So I'm actually excited to play her with Felix to fight against defenders. So we'll see. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the balance patch for this one. Tons of Rangers getting buffed once again, and Niveen is the one that seems to be standing out the most. We'll see how often they'll do balance patch, but if they do at least like once a month and buffing a lot of units raw damage and giving reactor here and there, I think it could really shift the meta here and there as well. Like I think defenders are pretty strong, at least Awakened Niveen is. I think he's probably the hardest defender to kill right now. But with a lot of Rangers getting buffed here and there, I think it's possible to melt them even quicker than you can depending on the week. So we'll see. Other patch notes we have, such as a Demolition Warren coming for the quad boss rotations. We are also getting new die floor from 76 to 80. We are getting some arcade mode for draft pick and Ben. Danger Close coming back with the Soprano as well with the Struggle Tide, and Mac units are going to be getting a massive buff. So Dino Time along with Mordred and such. So Dino, Mordred, Trigger Bibians, and go Ba. I guess that's the plan. And other notable changes for me is that the Doppelganger contrast was added to the enemies you fight throughout the die from 61 to 80. So right now they just look like normal units, but after the patch they will look like Doppelganger units. So I guess that's a little bit more lower accurate, because the die floors, whatever you see them, is not like the real enemies you fight. They are like shadows and stuff. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for this video. Thanks for surviving this long video. They cramped out a lot of things into this week. I feel like they should have split out some of the stuffs to last week, but that's okay. Not complaining too much here. It's just me having to go through so many things in the one video and just kills my throat. But yeah. But that is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys next time with more video. Thanks for watching.